The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. Tonight, we start off with a topic that has constantly impacted our world for at least a decade now: internet dangers. From cybercrime and online predators to misinformation and fake news, we have seen the worst of the internet. Joining me now to talk about how dangerous the web is and how it's impacting the young people is digital safety and parental expert Titania Jordan.
Right now, children are being harmed due to social media. And tech is not necessarily to blame, right? Tech is a tool, but it's all of the harmful content and harmful people and harmful algorithms that exist, and the amount of time that children are spending connected to all of these negative things. Also, the fact that parents just have no idea what they're encountering until it's too late, until it's time for a tragedy. So all of these parents have had enough. Their children are suffering. They are being exposed to some of the worst things that humanity has to offer. And now that it's the parents' job to help rehabilitate them, get them help reverse all of the damage. And the burden should not rest solely on the parents to do that, right? Because they didn't start this. The social media companies were very aware of what children were encountering and could have done better to protect kids, and they haven't.
We have seen kids take their own lives as a result of social media because of the bullying, and they're not just opened up to their classrooms and their classmates. They are opened up to the world. So someone from far across the country can take advantage of your child, can bully your child on social media, and the parent may not know, because many times the kids keep these things to themselves until it's too late, until we realize what is going on. I mean, there's a trend going on where some kids are now holding their breath, and one kid died.
Yeah.
And the parents didn't know what was going on, but he talked about the social media trend, I think maybe from one of the sites where he saw it, and his friends knew about it. And then you're left with families and parents and loved ones devastated after this.
Yeah, at Bark, we analyzed over 4.5 billion data points over the course of 2022. These resulted in some staggering data points, including the fact that 71% of tweens and 83% of teens experienced bullying, either as a bully, victim, or witness. That's just bullying, not to mention violence, self-harm and suicide, sexual content, drugs and alcohol, predators, anxiety, disordered eating. I mean, you name the issue, and our children, our young children, are being exposed to this sort of content without parents' knowledge, and it is affecting both their mental health and their physical health.
Now, I remember when internet first came out, there were all kinds of programs that parents could buy to limit their child's access or block it. Why doesn't that work with social media?
Well,
and did it work with the internet?
Right. Well, a few things. One is social media is no longer contained to just the app on a specific device. You have a username, you have a password, which means you can log in on anybody else's device that perhaps isn't grounded or hasn't lost their device. Also, it moves beyond an app to be something that you can access on any web browser. Also, a lot of people are repurposing content. So while, TikTok has these viral videos, people are recording those and then putting those on YouTube. So you don't even have to have the TikTok app to see TikTok content, because they repurpose it and put it all over the place.
What would be your best advice for parents out there in this world of social media where their child can be victimized?
My best advice would be to get your head out of the sand. Don't think it will not affect your child. Do not hesitate to delay. Most children do not need access to social media. Even at 13, a lot of the platforms say, you must be 13 years or older. I would say that's on the low end of appropriate age to use these things, right? Some kids aren't even ready at that point. So
what would be a good age for you?
I would say ninth grade, high school, 14, 15
Mhm.
would be the earliest to introduce your child to TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, etc. But even then, not spending time on those places yourself, big miss. You need to do that first. And take into account your child's specific mental and physical health. Do they struggle with body image and eating disorder?
Mhm.
Well, you need to be aware of how these platforms can negatively impact your child's mindset and health. Is your child struggling with anxiety or depression? Are they impulsive? Did they have ADHD or autism? You know, there's so many different things that children can encounter, so many different ways that they can be impacted. And so you need to know your child. You need to know what these platforms do, who can access your child, what sort of content can access your child, and then go very slowly, very, very slowly, one by one. And don't let your children have unfettered, unmonitored access to all the things, right? Use the parental controls that come built in to the tech that you give your child, and use monitoring. There are third-party platforms that monitor for issues and send you alerts to dangers. Bark is one of those things.